All right, so I'm going to go to my colleague, Kwesi Parker-Wilson, now via the phone, and he's in Parliament. Parker, the Majority Caucus, we understand, have been attributing the tidal waves devastation to several factors. What have they identified?
So the point they're making is that it will be so unfortunate on anybody's part to accuse the government of not doing much about what is happening, because government has made a lot of steps in ensuring that the situation is brought under control. However, there is one interesting thing that is happening that especially the Minority Caucus has decided not to talk about, which is the illegal activity of sandwalling along the coastal stretch of the Volta region, particularly Keta. Now, the Deputy Majority Leader, who addressed the media, the parliamentary press corps a while ago, presented a picture to us. And in that picture, it captured trucks and some individuals taking the sand and loading it into the trucks for its departure. And this tells us that was a picture captured on the Keta coastal area. What it means is that the activity of sand winning is going on at Keta. And this makes the people or the residents around the area very vulnerable, because when it happens like that, the sand is unable to restrain the sea from entering people's homes. So he is saying that the time has come for the Voltarians, especially the Minority Caucus from the Volta region, to also look at how they can persuade Voltarians or those involved in the illegal sand winning from stopping. And that was the point he's making. So the question was asked about whether he's being insensitive towards the plight of these individuals, because we know that they are now in crisis. There is a devastation within the area, and it is time for them to commiserate with these individuals. However, he says that they are commiserating with them, but they want the Voltarians to know that what they are doing makes the people they're very vulnerable.
And Parker, did they mention anything about the sea defense project?
Nothing was mentioned about the sea defense project. It was actually the minister came a while ago, and I'm told that he's been talking about the immediate steps that government would take. We are told that in the 2022 budget, government has captured a project, which is the sea defense was in that area. And so it is the hope of many of the victims that government will soon expedite action with the construction of the sea defense wall.
All right, thank you very much. That's my colleague, Kwesi Parker-Wilson. Meanwhile, Chairman of the Volta Regional Security Council, Dr. Archibald Letsa, says the suggestion for declaration of a state of emergency in Keta following the storm surge is unnecessary. The storm has displaced over 3,000 residents, destroyed several properties, and taken the livelihoods of the people. MP for Keta, Kwame Gakpe, addressing the media in Parliament, bemoaned government's approach in responding to the plight of the people. He urged the President to declare a state of emergency there.
The President to be traveling to Cape Verde to go and witness presidential swearing in, when the people of Keta, the coast, are devastated. Instead of a government who should take prompt action and visit the people, they are going to ceremony. They are going to ceremony to go and, climate ceremony. When people are dying, emergency, state of emergency in Keta, Ketu South, and then Anglo, should be declared. But here we are today. The relief items are supposed to be prompt and swift. Nothing is happening. And then we are raising these germane issues, and then you say that this has been happening long ago. This is not. In Keta, there are some communities like Keji Copper, for more than 40 years, they haven't experienced this before. But now it's happening.
But the Volta Regional Minister says that will not be necessary. In an interview with Evan Mensah, he also responded to claims the government hasn't attached any sense of urgency to the dire situation in Keta and its environs.
No, I think that as of now, the situation now is much, much better than it was on Sunday. So we may not recommend, we are not in a position to recommend any drastic measures as of now. All that we have to need is to continue to support them with relief items and find a lasting solution to the problem that the people are facing.
at the highest levels of government, are we going to see boots on the ground, say, from the president, the vice president, just to ascertain himself? Is it something that you are advising?
Yeah, we see. You know, the president was out of the country, but the are putting their heads together. I spoke with the information minister yesterday, and an arrangement is being made for government officials from Accra to visit the affected areas.
So today is Wednesday. Hasn't it taken too long for this to happen?
I am of the opinion that the most important thing is to address the needs of the people. That is my opinion. That let us utilize relief items to address the needs of the people. That is I think is my priority.
News is learning government is seriously considering the relocation and provision of an alternative means of livelihood as a permanent solution to the threat of the tidal waves on the coast of the Volta region. MP for Ketu South, Jifa Gomashi, says while she's not against a long-term solution, these conversions are attempts by government to further delay the construction of the sea defence wall, which will provide some relief to the people.
We've always known that this will happen, and that's why the sea defense started years ago. I don't think we should be having this discussion now. It's done. We dealt with it. We agreed as a country that it was important to build the sea defense. The attempt by people to renegotiate and re-strategize and so on and so forth is just to buy time. And it's a delay tactic that we don't need right now. The communities where the sea defense is were not as badly hit as the ones that don't have any at all. So the evidence is there. It's clear that we do need the sea defense. And of course, yes, interim. I agree that we should find a decent place for the people to live, give them a warm meal to eat, to nourish them, because that's making sure they live in dignity. And so within the shortest possible time, that should happen. But did I not hear that in May when this happened?
Exactly.
Did I not hear that in 2017 when this happened? In 2017, this happened. Honorable Atachia was the Minister for Works and Housing. I was not in government, but I went there because I had concern for my people. I donated to them even in 2017. And we agreed even at that time that we must continue with the second phase. So I don't know what this discussion is all supposed to do.
Meanwhile, Director of Communications at the Presidency, Eugene Ayen, has indicated the President is exploring financial avenues to complete the Blekusu Protection Project.
Yes, the President has been apprised of this matter. I believe the Minister for Housing, Works and Housing has also made a comment on it, and he's indicated that currently government is in the process of finding the funds to complete phase 2 of this project. You recall that phase 1 of this project was completed in 2019, and I think sometime in April this year, feasibility studies for phase 2 of the project was completed. And as I said, God willing, very soon government should be able to find the funds to be able to do this. But once that happens, the Minister for Works and Housing would definitely apprise the country of whatever is supposed to take place with regards to that.